So hello, welcome back to a small video. This one is a little bit to explain about the whole NTSC versus PAL story. It will be quite short, so it's kind of did you notice, but it's more everybody will figure this out at some point. So it's about that quite a lot of people come into the Facebook group and they ask, why can't I do 24p or why can't I do a 120 slow-mo, and it all has to do with the settings PAL or NTSC. So PAL and NTSC are old television modes. One was based on the Europe mostly and around 550 hertz power supply, and in America they had 60 hertz, so that's the two settings. And weirdly enough, it's still in our modern cameras, and Sony, even weirder, decided to either sell you an NTSC or a PAL sort of camera. And if you're in the wrong mode, default, then it will not show you some of the other settings, and it will give you some weird as a warning, which I'll also show you how bad it is, but also how it's much better on this camera than the cameras before it. So let's first dive into the menu. If I go to the menu, you see that if you go to the correct flap, that if I go to, for example, my record setting, you can see that I can now only pick 100 megabyte 25p or 60 mbit 25p. And if I go to the S&Q settings, you can also see that I can't pick all these frame rates, because for example I can't pick 24p, which I would like, or have a higher speed of 120 frames per second. It's just not available, right? So that's an interesting sort of thing, and it is because we are in the PAL mode. So what you can do, or what you need to do, is put your camera into NTSC mode. So you can do that, weirdly enough, in a totally different place. In the setup flap, there's a setting here called NTSC PAL selector. You need to select this, and now it becomes a little bit weird, because the camera now switches to a totally different mode. It actually demands that you reformat the cards when you're starting to record. So I've now reset the camera, and you can see it boots up again. And now it will show you a warning. It will tell me that I'm running in NTSC mode, even though I'm on a PAL camera. You saw that pop up. And it tells me I need to format my card in slot number 2. And it will delete everything. There's no way around it. You have to do it. So make sure that you have cards in there that you are willing to delete. The fun part here is probably going to give me 2 times a warning, because I'm formatting to 2 discs. So it won't give it to me now, but trust me, it will probably give it to me later. So now of course I'm still in record mode and I can start recording, but I won't do that. But now if I go to the menu, you can see if we go back into the video flap, that indeed I can now select other formats, right? So if I go to record settings, you can now see I can select 30p and also 24p. Not 25p anymore, because that's a PAL sort of thing, but I can go to 24p at 100 mbits, which lots of people like. And also if I go to the S&Q settings, you can see that I now have the 120 frames per second option, and not the 100 frames per second option anymore. So this is kind of the whole thing. Now let's assume I want to record this, so let me hit record. You can see, but I already predicted, it gives me another warning, because it's clearly a bug, because I'm recording to 2 cards, because we can, right? One of the few cameras that actually can record to 2 cards at the same time, not just take pictures, but also record to both of them. And if you want, even with proxy files, so that's kind of nice. So I need to format also this card, but now this card is, both of them will be in NTSC, and I can start recording. Now, one of the things that we complained about for years, so now if I start recording, yeah, we are recording in this case in 24, I think we are, let me check, we are in 24p, right? So yeah, that's what we wanted, so that makes perfect sense. Happy about that. So let me stop the recording, and you can also see that it's still writing to both of the cards, which kind of proves that we are writing to both cards. So this is kind of it, right? Now in the old version of the camera, or the old cameras, if you turn it off and you turn it back on, it will give you this warning every time. Now Sony did not allow us to remove the warning. It's still there, but it only pops up if you replace the battery. So it's for movie people, it's already a major improvement. You'll see that if I take the battery out and put it back in, now each time, now if it boots up again, it will give me this warning that I'm running in NTSC mode. But it's only a downside, you only have to do it once. So it's not too bad. So this is kind of the tip. If you see this error, you can probably post people the link to this video, and yeah, they will explain why this is happening and what error sort of should pop up and why. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.